For many of us, celebrating the holidays also means getting more ambitious in the kitchen, and all too often that can take a toll on your pipeline to the city's water and sewer system. Joining us once again with some timely advice is a spokesperson for the Water and Sewer Commission, Stephen Mulloney. Thank you very much for being with us, Stephen.
Chris, it's great to be back. It's sort of become my holiday tradition to be here on your great program.
And of course, with the holidays coming up, people cooking turkeys and some other things. It's not so much the food is what's left behind. What are you concerned about?
That's right. Well, you know, fog, fats, oil, and grease, especially generated from cooking, they're a problem year-round. But because the focus at this time of the year is on families getting together and cooking, and probably a little more heavier cooking than we do, we like to take this time of the year to remind folks that fats, oil, and grease, fog, should go in a container, whether it's a glass container or a tin can, and not down the drain where, you know, even though it's hot and liquefied, it will become solidified and possibly block your pipes.
You know, I mean, I'm sure I've done that myself. I poured this clear stream of liquid down the drain. It doesn't look like it's going to cause any problem. What happens to that clear liquid a little later?
Right, it's just going to, by the laws of nature and physics, and it's going to solidify and cause blockages, and that's the beginning of a big problem. You know, if your lateral that runs from your house to the city's sewer gets blocked up, that's on you, and it's very costly. And of course, if it gets into the city sewer, it could impact the neighborhood.
Of course, the other thing is that there's a way to keep that buildup from happening. You've got a lid with you in your hand here, so that's part of the solution, right?
Well, I know you're one of our very loyal and conscientious folks who does put the grease in the can, and I know I've given you a grease lid before.
And it fits.
It fits, and these are just handy reminders to folks. You know, are these necessary to prevent grease from going into the sewer system? No, but it's a great reminder to have when it's in the kitchen that you should put your bacon fat, cooking oils, what have you, into a can or another container. Put this lid on it, put it in the freezer until trash day, and just throw it out with the trash. It's that simple.
But do you know if people have had a lot of problems where they've had to call in plumbers to do expensive things because of not doing what we're suggesting right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, one great source is the Environmental Protection Agency, which has estimated that half of all sewer blockages in the United States are caused by fats, oil, and grease. And so that's a lot of problem. And, you know, you think about you're saving a little money for yourself to take a vacation or to do something for yourself or the home, and then you get this bill from the plumber. Your sewer lateral is clogged. You know, that's not a lot of fun. You're not going to be happy. So it's a simple step that you can take to keep the pipes flowing and, you know, keep the system clean and working.
I know this is helpful advice for customers at home, but what about the rest of the system? Does this actually sort of filter into the system itself and cause the whole city an expense for that?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, if it gets into the main or the largest sewer, we have SSOs, sanitary sewer overflows. And what happens is the sewers will back up into the environment. It could be a city street. It could be your basement as well. But let's say it's a city street. It's going to find its way into the storm drain, which is separate from the sewer, and make its way into the environment, our waterways, our rivers, our harbors. So it's a big issue with a lot of implications.
And of course, this is why we pay water and sewer bills, because the pipes have to be fixed. By the way, it's fall, and outside the leaves are coming down. I see them sometimes stacked up around the catch basins. What about those?
Well, you know, the City of Boston, the DPW, and Boston Water and Sewer, we try to all together do a great job keeping the streets clean, the gutters, the storm basins, but there's a lot of storm basins. We have 12,000 in the city. If folks can just take care of the catch basin, storm basin in front of their house, keep it clean of leaves, debris, and then, as we know, snow, that just helps things.
Well, I should mention that you're out there campaigning with these lids. You're going to be at a supermarket pretty soon, I
That's
think.
right. It's our pre-Thanksgiving weekend, become our own holiday tradition. We're going to be at Stop and Shop in the South Bay shopping area, 1100 Mass Ave, all weekend, today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, giving away grease lids for free, doesn't cost anything, and some other goodies as well. So if people stop by, I think they'll be happy with what we're going to give them.
I do have one other question, because beyond Thanksgiving, we're getting into winter. It can get pretty cold. You might want to save money on fuel and not turn up the heat too much, but you got to watch out for the pipes, I guess, right, too?
Yeah, I mean, possibly I could come back soon and talk about the whole frozen pipe initiative. One thing we do want to caution people is there are steps that we have on our website. I think the newspapers will publish them as we get into the colder weather. Remember, don't ever try to thaw a frozen pipe with something like a torch or something of that nature.
Or even a hairdryer, maybe.
Hairdryer is okay. An acetylene torch is probably
Big difference.
not.
Don't use it on your hair. I know
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
Finally, if people want to get that information, you've got the website that we can go.
That's right.
tell them to go to?
www.bwsc.org. They can reach out to anyone at Boston Water and Sewer if they'd like a list of tips to keep the pipes flowing in winter. You know, a lot of it is just keeping air circulating, cabinets open, you know, keeping airways and passages, you know, flowing. That's helpful, just to keep the air circulating in the house.
Thank you very much for being with us.
All right, Chris. Great, as always. Thank you.
Stephen Mulloney from the Boston Water and Sewer Commission. We'll have more news in just a moment.